Hello and welcome to Red X2's My Team career. We're up to round 8 of the 24 season as we make our way to the streets of Monaco, also known as Côte d'Azur. We are getting some decent points at the moment as our car's upgrades continue to come through. Sitting at about the 9th fastest car on the grid at the moment, ahead of the, I want to say, Haas and Sauber. As we go through the practice session, practicing essentially our pace for the race, having made a few setup changes from the start of practice to the end of practice, going from a very rear end loose setup to a much more stable setup. As you can see, we're currently in the middle of our free practice programs, securing a very comfortable green sector. Once again, we're racing at 105 difficulty here, but Monaco is notorious for the AI to be slower. So this is a good chance for Hauger to make up some points in the championship today, as he challenges his teammate, who's got about a 10-point advantage on him going into this race. Obviously, jealousy is setting in here, and he is trying to make the difference to be the number one driver at the team. As we move ahead to the quali session, as we go over our first of 2 runs in this qualifying session, we are hoping to qualify in hopefully the top 10 and secure some good points today. As everyone puts laps in already, we're going to see what we can accomplish on our first flying lap as we get a bit tail happy into turn 1. Saying to Vault, never a corner I've been particularly good at. As we come up the hill around, I think it's Casino Square, I believe, if I'm not mistaken. It's very tail happy in that last bit of that corner there. With Yuki Tsunoda right behind me on his quali lap, that's going to compromise his lap a little bit here. Probably the most annoying hairpin in the game, trying to keep the power down on the exit. Getting a good apex there, really drove it well through there. Perfect line on the exit as we get on the power through the tunnel, as we head out to the harbour. As we head out to the Nouvelle chicane, breaking at the 100-meter board, hitting the apexes, just keeping all 4 tyres on the track there as we get powerful exit. As we come through the swimming pool chicane now, absolutely flying as we go purple in sector 2, absolutely nailing the corners here. Perfect braking timing, up into second, turn in as that runoff road disappears. Full send to the start-finish line as we cross the line, 1:11.9. As we go purple in sector 2, our pace is quite good here as we return to the pits and see where the order drops us down to. It's enough for P1. We are currently the net leader with 3/10 on Max Verstappen. Let's wait a minute and see where the others pull on their second run. We begin our second lap and immediately realise Verstappen has posted a slightly quicker lap time than us. He was originally 3/10 down, but now he's ahead of us. I think he's got 3/10 on us, truth be told. It means everyone else is going to improve as well, so now we must find 2 or 3/10 as we go out of sector 1 with 3/10 down in sector 1. Definitely our worst sector on the track. As we come down the hill, losing a bit of time, missing the apex there. Losing half a tenth there and missing the apex again. We're all of a sudden lost 2/10 of a second as we head back through the tunnel again on our second flying lap. Heading round the bend, full power, all overtake, looking for that 100-meter board on the brakes. Attack the chicane, immediately get the car rotated on the power. Using overtake into the dual chicane through the swimming pool section. As we're bringing down the gap. But unfortunately, we're just a quarter of a second down at the moment, and there's just not a lot we can do here as we nearly go green for a moment, but once the, obviously the time overtakes itself, we lose time and we end up posting a time quarter of a second slower. The highest we're going to start is P2. Unfortunate, but in the terms of power of the car, it's a great result. So you don't see it on screen right now, but we've qualified P2, and right now we are trying to look at what the best strategy is for the race. And it's looking like a double medium to a hard stint. In which order I start to try and figure out, wondering what tyres Verstappen ahead of me is going to start on. With Tsunoda starting P3 behind me, I need to consider what the best way is for me to get a great start here. Considering you go into the softs for just a very short stint, then go for a long stint on the hards, we go through all this decision making. In the long term, we're trying to figure out what Verstappen was on, and we couldn't see if he was on mediums or hards. As the race starts, we realise he's on hard, so a good start here could get us the lead into turn 1 as we head down to Saint Devote, as we get an awful second phase of that start there. Luckily, not bad enough to lose a place to Tsunoda, but a good enough to get us into P2 at the start of Monaco. We just now have to stay on his tail and hope he makes a mistake, or we can pull off the impossible and overtake Max Verstappen at Monaco. We've now skipped ahead to lap 2, pulled a second on Tsunoda, closing on Verstappen into the Nouvelle chicane. Getting a mega exit, Verstappen very slow on the exit. We got a great drive on the power, up the inside. It's too wide, it doesn't happen. Verstappen stays ahead as what looked like an opportunity to take the lead of the race at Monaco quickly vanished as Verstappen immediately gets half a second on us on that great opportunity that we just squandered. As we get a bit tail happy coming up the final corner, Verstappen immediately getting a 1 second lead on us. Looking like that was probably our best chance of the race to overtake Max. There's another 24 laps to go. We're going to have to see what we can do here. Here's hoping something magical happens and somehow we can get on the top step of the podium here at Monaco. As we fast forward to the 9th lap of the race, tyres on the mediums absolutely screaming. Originally going to be pitting on lap 8. Decided I've got to stay out, otherwise I'm going to be absolutely doomed in the traffic behind me. I've decided to stay out and only pit a lap after Verstappen to somehow convince myself an overcut is possible. As Verstappen pits on lap 9 of 27, he's going to probably pit again on lap 18. And we need to keep that in mind for our second stop. As we go one more lap, we make the decision to, instead of going to another set of mediums or hards, we have now decided that we are going to go to a set of soft tyres and try our best to close the gap on Verstappen when we come out the pits, or extend our lead. We're heavily watching the radar at the bottom left on our in-lap here, seeing if Verstappen gets into any traffic, and as you can see, he gets the most perfect clear air ahead of the Alpine of, can only assume, is Gasly. So as we try and do everything we can to have a mega inlap on tyres that are already well past their due date, we're doing everything we can to maximise these tyres, as we know full well that these soft tyres we're going to put on in a minute, as good as they're going to be, they're going to wear out in 4 or 5 laps. I need to make the impact on Verstappen right away as we select the soft tyres now. Very gingerly getting through this section here. You can probably see my telemetry on my throttle, very nervous getting on the power as these tyres on the rears have lost all traction, and it's taken a lot to get used to. As we peel into the pits, Verstappen coming through the harbour now, through the bus stop chicane. He'll be on our right hand side now as he goes past us as we approach our pit stop. He's coming around the final corner just about now. Good pit stop, 2.5 seconds. Yuki Tsunoda behind us. Verstappen overtakes us and he goes through, and that's him there. Pulled ahead. He was 2 and a bit seconds clear of us when he came into the pits. Now with a 4-second gap, he pulled 2 seconds on us in that one lap alone. He's gotten a 2-second gap with fresh mediums on our old versus our old mediums. We now have to spend these next few laps closing that gap down and bringing it in. With our speed in Sector 2 and Sector 3 being quicker than Verstappen, we just got to hope we are quick enough in Sector 1 to manage that delta that we're closing about half a second a lap before we go for our second pit stop. As we fast forward ahead to lap 14, the gap is now down to 4 seconds still. Not really making an impression here, but we've put the fastest lap of the race in It's lap 17 now. It's out. We know Max Verstappen is going to pit on lap 18. We have brought the gap down to under 3 seconds. We are 1 second further behind than we were than when he pitted the first time, when we went 1 lap longer. Verstappen gained 2 seconds on us with his undercut. We are now going to have to try and do the impossible here and go for a 3-second undercut in 1 lap. There's no choice here. I've got a fresh set of softs or a fresh set of hards. I'm not going to have the pace if I go to the hards because they would just be too slow. So we decided to go for another set of softs. Thought for a moment we had a slow stop, but we didn't. We had a mega stop at 2.4 seconds, 1.1 second quicker than our previous pit stop. As you can hear me saying, I'm ahead of Piastri. This was the perfect ticket for us to make a difference here. The only thing that would have made it better right now is if I had some battery. Through Casino Square, we are giving it everything, but it's still evident our pace in Sector 1 is absolutely abysmal. Taking our time through Sector 2 here. Nailing the apex of the hairpin. Running a little bit wide there. Beautiful turn in here, giving absolutely everything. Battery, dump it, send it, give it everything. We need to do everything we can. This right now is our only chance to take lead of the race, as we're super aggressive into the chicane. Maximum power, all the overtake, all the power, maximum speed. Coming through the swimming pool chicane now. Over the bumps, just send it. Give it everything you've got. We're purple in Sector 2. Russell pulls into the pits as we catch up to him. We see Verstappen coming out the pits now. He's just gone past the start, finished straight in the pits, and there he is. As it's not over yet through St. Devot. Purple Sector 3. As we take the lead of the Monaco Grand Prix. The strategy, we needed to find 3 seconds in 1 lap. Verstappen found 2 seconds on us. When we did 1 lap more, we found 3 on him. Clearly the better driver here today. As we take the lead of the race, all we got to do now is take care of these medium tyres, which are going to be 1 lap older than theirs. It's going to be very manageable. As we look after our tyres, skipping ahead, lap 26, 1.1 second on Verstappen. Like we said, Sector 2, Sector 3, we're a lot quicker. Sector 1, well, especially with the tyres going off now, that 1.1 second immediately going to 7/10. But this, you can go as slow as you want at Monaco, they're never going to overtake you. And right now it's just about nailing every corner, not hitting the wall, and taking no damage. A flawless drive by me. No real mistakes, no punishing mistakes at the very least. We've hit the wall a couple times at the very lightest of touches, but never received any damage. Never clipped the wall, never did a Lance Stroll, never did an Antonelli. Luckily no mechanical failures like Russell in qualifying. But we move on to the final lap and just tiptoe essentially, no mistakes, just maintain the position. As the team was chasing its first podium of the season with the best result of 4th place in Bahrain. With Vershaw, Hauger now comes to complete his 2nd last lap, onto his final lap now. He will be the first race winner of Red X2 Motorsport, first podium of Red X2 Motorsport, first fastest lap of Red X2 Motorsport. He has now put himself on the top step, not only at the podium of Monaco, but at the team of Red X2 Motorsport. Richard Vershaw all the way down, out of the points, arguably, probably looking at the track map here, sitting 1 place above last. It has been probably a story of 2 races here. A race of what's to come and a race of just underperforming as the boats in the harbour welcome us home. As we come through Sector 3 for the last time. That gap, 1.4 seconds. Verstappen, no answer to our undercut. Giving it everything we had on that outlap, doing purple sectors in 2 and 3. We did everything right. and it gets us the win at Monaco.
That was difficult.
Absolutely awesome. Just amazing, mate. Well done.
I'm sorry, what?
And it's a win at last for Dennis Hauger.
He doesn't even have a win in it. He didn't even have a seat in
It all came good
F1.
in the end for them, but it wasn't an easy start. Not the most straightforward of days, but I think it shows great strength.
As you hear the frustration from myself, Mick Doohan getting the win. This is more of a robbery than Nico Hülkenberg not getting driver of the day at Spain last week. Verstappen won it, and he committed martyrdom into George Russell. Red X2 Motorsports, first of many wins and podiums. As you hear me trying to commentate over my live stream but I'm having to record it again because I realised there was no game audio from the capture because something was running very wrong with it, which is always fun. But what a race we've had today. To be struggling for points to get a perfect lap at Monaco, Red X2 Motorsport has now put themselves at the centre of the media's attention as a team that has a lot of future prospects to come.
We have done a very mega job.
We move on to next week's race at Spain.
And it's lights out, and away we go. Verstappen gets away with it. Hauger gets away slowly, but keeps second place into turn one. Standard everyone gets
Doing a slight commentary over the top there, but we're at Spain for the next race. And at Spain, we're going to probably see everything come undone, where the AI really step up their performance. Anyway, thank you for watching. If you would like, leave a follow, and more content to come. Any advice, leave a comment. You disliked it, dislike it. Leave a comment, tell me what an absolute idiot I am. But all feedback is good feedback at the end of the day. Thank you for watching. Have a great day.